Ow.
Every time I clap, Todd, why do you say ow?
Because it sounds painful.
All right, anyway, first off, how we looking? Focused?
I don't know.
Because I'm going to blame you this week if it's out of focus.
It happens. It happens. Let me acknowledge it last week. We are going to be creating a checklist of all the things we need to go over, which isn't that many things to go over. It was just one of those weeks where we didn't focus the center channel or the center camera. It was just one of those things, and oops, we cut around it to go with the other stuff. And it's going to happen.
People have to realize, too, we break this down the set every week and then reset it up. It's not like it's a hard set here all the time. So
Nobody complained.
Yeah.
Well,
actually,
apparently,
really
I
did.
need to keep bringing up Steven, don't this up. I need to bring that back, apparently.
Well, let's get into this in a second.
Yes.
But you know what's funny?
What?
Well, let me get into it. All right, Leah, let me get into it.
That's not
You getting into it?
That's not funny.
Jared Poland, FronosPhoto.com. Welcome to RAWtalk episode number 150. That's right, we were 150 episodes in. That's almost 3 years worth of shows.
That's a lot of shows.
That is a lot of shows.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus. And then you listen to something like The Nerdist, and they're like, this week on The Nerdist, episode number 720.
Oh, my God. Does he do one a week or
They
two?
do 3 a week
do a
at
lot.
least.
Well, that's all they do, though. It's just podcasts,
Well,
right?
it's all they do is just interview people time and time again.
Yeah.
Because I was listening
if we
the
had
other
all
day.
the time in the world.
In between his TV shows.
Well,
Well,
that's
dude,
true.
he time in the
but
world. He
dude
doesn't
was
have all the
working.
time in the world. He does about
Yeah.
7 TV shows.
Yeah.
He has a game show on at night now, which I've never watched. Is it good?
It doesn't hold my attention.
All right, but he's got a game show. He does Talking Dead. He does his podcast, and they do like 3 a week just so that they. Or they actually, he said they do 5 or 6 a week, but put up 3 a week.
Oh,
And I think he's got another like drama like horror show that he is involved in.
Do they
too.
film their podcast?
No.
Or is it just recorded?
No, it's just audio.
Okay.
but
and
he's got the Nerdist
And that's how
Network.
he started? Was that?
Well, no, he started back on MTV on Singled Out.
Oh,
Yes.
my
Yep.
God. He was the host of Singled Out. I
yeah,
totally
with Jenny
forgot about that.
McCarthy.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I started there too. It's crazy.
Anyway, it was funny. I'm sitting here last night watching. My buddy came over. We're watching tennis. He wanted to see the 166-inch screen, and so he's like, he walked. And he's like, that's stupid. Anyway, we're sitting there watching tennis.
Personal movie theater.
After the tennis was over, he wanted to see the TV.
You watched Serena?
the TV
and
show
Venus?
thing we did.
Oh, yeah,
which
yeah.
we haven't shown anybody the episode.
Nope.
Because we have the pilot
Not
episode.
yet.
But he wanted to watch it, and it was funny. It was really good, but we'll leave it at that. But then we were watching. He wanted to see. He's like, "What do you guys really do?" Because he never watches the stuff. Because why would he?
It's hard to explain to someone
It
that
is.
has no idea.
So showing him the podcast, he thought it was absolutely hilarious, and I was sitting there because I don't watch the shows. I don't watch episodes.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, but I was sitting
you
there.
have definitely not told him about the thing being out of focus. He would
I
have never
could've
known.
Not, yeah, I didn't have to tell you at all, and it would have been fine.
It was.
You would have never known.
I'm watching the show, and I'm like, this is funny. I'm like, Steven's good.
What show did you watch?
Todd sucks. Well, I wanted to show him.
episode?
I wanted to show him the Obama drone one.
Oh, yeah, that was
so
a
we
good
went
one.
back to that, and I showed him that. And then I watched a couple of other parts of other episodes, and I'm like, this is one. It looks amazing. 2, it sounds really good. 3, it's funny as hell. It's fun. He's like, wait a second, you don't just talk about apertures and shutter speeds. I'm like, nope. He's like,
What's that?
awesome.
What are apertures?
And then I was showing him Frono's movies, and he's like, he's just sitting there not yelling at the screen, but talking to the screen. He's like, I agree with that guy. He's like, wait a second, you're that guy. It was kind of funny.
How did it sound in here? Because you have like full surround sound, kind of, right?
Yeah, everything sounded good.
Cool.
But what I will say is that it looked incredible off a YouTube app on the screen.
I mixed 7.1 surround sound for that.
Do you really?
No.
I didn't think so. It just sounded fine.
Not at all.
And then on the screen, it just looked great. All right.
Cool.
All right. So that's that. Newsflash.
A little late.
Todd's a little slow on the uptake today. There will be no show next week. So this will be the show. And then next week, you're going to have a week off because Steven is going on vacation.
Yes. I can't wait.
And so we didn't, I don't know, whatever. There's a week off, so you'll deal with
We
it.
never take a week off.
No,
it's rare.
it's been a while since we missed a show.
Even holidays, we usually still keep going.
Yeah, but I think there's coming up sometime in October. October's going to be busy because I have to go to Minnesota, and then right after that we've got Photo Plus, and there's a wedding to go to, all this different stuff. So we're going to have to figure that out. But anyway, no show next week. It is what it is. Sorry. Blame Steven.
My bad.
Hashtag
Just blame me for everything.
blame Steven.
Oh, God.
All right, let's get into the Pluggy McPluggerson right now. I'm going to plug you. It's a Rode plug this week. Why? I'm going to read this. Rode announces its smallest ever
Oh, my God.
on-camera microphone. Wow. Right. And latest offering for the video mic family, the video mic. Guess what it's called?
Pro Go.
No, it's the smallest ever. The Micro.
The Micro.
The Video Mic Micro. Made from ultralight aluminum, it includes the revolutionary Rycote shock mount as well as a furry freaking windshield.
A furry windshield?
It includes it. Guess how much it is?
$13.
2 cents.
No, give me real guesses.
$42.50.
$49.99.
$59.
I win.
And what is good about this, no battery as always and no buttons.
Nice.
So honestly,
So how does it turn on?
it
powers
uses the
from the
power
camera.
from either your camera or your phone because you can actually use it on the iPhone, if you say you want to shoot video with it, like those people that shoot video with it, and you want better
camera ever.
and you want better audio. Well, now you can attach this video mic micro. Sorry, video. What the hell do they call it?
Micro.
Video mic. It's called the video micro.
Video Micro.
Video micro.
But I
Or
want
is
to call
it
it the
video-
video mic micro.
Or is it Video Mic
Row?
No, it's not micro.
Mic
It's not
Row.
Dirty Jobs. It's the video micro. Video micro. Yeah, like miniature.
Yeah.
What is great about it?
I see
with
what they did there. That's clever.
You can get for the iPhone. Let's see. Optionally available is the Rode SC7 and TRS to TRS-S. No, TRRS cable that allows the video micro to be used with a smartphone because that's going to give you a hell of a lot better audio. This is what
sure.
a direct. What do they say? Directional mic? Well, you got to be pointing. Whatever's in front of it, it's going to record. Whatever the hell they call that. Remember that Rycote mount? We're like, what the hell
Yeah.
is the Rycote mount?
Rycote Lyre?
Rycote Lyre. Rycote mount, virtually indestructible. Don't tell me something's virtually indestructible.
Let's test it out.
Yep. The
Let's
Rycote
test
Lyre
it
will
out.
never snag.
Here's my shotgun.
It never sags?
It will never snag,
Todd needs that.
wear out, or require rethreading to maintain its effectiveness. And I put in here hashtags, we will see about that.
Yeah, we need to test that out.
But it also includes a synthetic furry windshield
Oh.
with a foam inner cell designed for use in outdoor scenarios. I wonder if it fits like a sock to keep your penis warm.
I'd like to try that as well.
Have you ever tried that? Because they look like sleeves for microphones, like they're shotgun mics.
I've put a lot of things on my junk, so that might be
And
a
it's-
whole
it's
show.
micro, too,
That
so
might
it'll
be a
fit.
whole unto it.
Perfect.
Oh my God, Stephen brought his jokes today. That's how we're gonna play.
Oh, no.
All right. Okay, Stephen. I was told to be nice and not bring up the focus thing. All right. I see where it's at.
Oh,
Fine.
Jesus.
Here we go.
All right, but anyway, enough with what Todd puts on his penis. The video micro for $59. Look, people always go, "Why does my audio suck on the camera?" I can hear the focus motors. You're always going to hear the focus motors unless you get a microphone off the freaking camera and into that hot shoe.
Yep.
You're going to have a better chance of getting much better audio. You look at somebody like Casey Neistat, right? His audio is just a directional mic right on top of the camera. And I believe it's a Rode that he uses. I don't know for sure. But this is something that if you want to talk to your camera from here, put the freaking Rode Video Micro on top of it. And then if you want to take it for your iPhone, I want to use it for the iPhone, actually.
That's great.
We should use it for when I'm doing those quick videos.
Well, I think they used to have the separate TRS or whatever they're called adapters for the phone, for like the Video Mic Go and all that kind of stuff, if
Yep.
you want to attach it. But now with that built in being, you can use it for both. That's great.
Yep.
That's
So-
really great.
So you can get more information at Rode's website. That is the end and conclusion of the Pluggy McPluggerson for Rode Micri phone. Actually,
Obviously, we
them.
use these all the time.
And it's in the freaking logo.
Yep.
That's behind Steven's noggin.
Well, and if anyone ever notices, I always make sure to show the logo every week.
So
It's
how
little
did the
things.
hashtags go last week, Todd?
I don't know. Pretty good.
Did you
I actually didn't even search.
do you want to do hashtag Todd video games?
Hashtag Todd video games.
People wanted to see Todd plays video games.
What was it? Yes,
well, you know
Todd
what? I have to
Games?
figure out how I accomplish that. Like, I know I have to have. Do I send it into? Do I need a box that goes from the video game to the thing, and then
Probably use an Atomos.
You just use an Atomos.
Yeah.
Oh, I could use an Atomos.
We have 7 of them.
That's what we do to record your TV all the time.
You basically record to the Atomos. That's one way. But how did?
But a lot of those guys do picture-in-picture. So they'll usually... I see a lot of guys, they shoot themselves on green screens, because I watch a lot of 12-year-olds play video games. And they have
That's
like a
not
green
creepy.
screen, then they superimpose themselves like picture-in-picture while they play. So I got to figure that out. Another question I had for you, Jared, in particular, and Steven.
Well, it's not flying solo, but okay.
I have a question about live streaming chickens. Because a buddy of mine has 4 chickens in the city.
What?
And I was like, we should just put a camera there and let people watch these damn chickens.
And
And I was like, well, how do we do that? I was thinking that little circle thing, the 360
The V360,
camera.
I think it's called.
I was like, if we pop that like on their feeder in the middle of their little pen, I'd probably watch that.
well, the funny thing is,
Just chickens?
Yeah, just walking around,
Well,
eating.
well, that stuff would do really well. But the same thing I said to Joe Bedia down the street with pizza. I'm like, we should just put a camera right above where you work and just have people watch you make pizza. They will do that.
For how long?
It doesn't matter. People will check in to just watch.
I think I'd be done after like 10 minutes. All right, so I'll make a pizza. I'm done.
Well, but yeah, that's normal. Anyway,
Copy the recipe.
anyway,
Make it myself.
30 for 30 is still going on.
Is it?
Yes.
Nice.
Well, one video every day for 30 days on critiques. 15 Adorama picks. I actually think there's going to be 16 square spaces because I think I messed up, and only 14 Adorama picks rapid fire critiques. Do you guys like this? Would you like to see me continue it? Would you like to see 365 critiques?
Dan would love that.
365 critiques.
I don't know.
Oh my
do I need to
God.
do a separate channel for critiquing? I don't want to get into that whole. Maybe a second. I don't want to do a second channel.
I feel like you would hate doing that. 365 of those?
Yeah, I don't think
That's
I would
a
want
lot.
to do that.
That's how you did Jafco.
Unless there, yeah. Did you? I talked to them. He gave me a text.
Yeah.
Andrew sent me a text. He's like, "Good points." He's like, "I'm gonna take some of that information and I'm gonna use it." It was a good critique.
Yeah.
It was a good critique. Anyway, the 30 for 30 is still going on. You go over to the website. It is the first post on the front page. You can click on it, and don't forget that you can get 30% off aluminized print. Sorry, metal prints. What, Todd?
I just wanted to let you know, in terms of critiques, I have been given the go-ahead by the bride and groom
Oh, God.
to critique my wedding photos.
Did you edit them yet?
In iPhoto?
Like, I edited all... Yeah, in iPhoto. I went through and picked, like, the best ones from the ceremony.
Oh.
I think everything falls apart kind of at the reception.
Wait, did you do any pre-wedding stuff?
But the reception's...
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Like,
you'll see.
they don't
yeah,
care,
pre-wedding
obviously, as
and
much
ceremony.
about
the
Pre-wedding
reception.
and ceremony.
Generally speaking, you're fine. Because pre-wedding and ceremony are the images that mean something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The
They'll
parties
last.
don't mean
The
shit.
drunk dancing, I was like, if I get this, I get it. But whatever.
Well, exactly. The drunk dancing, that works at a bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
It doesn't work at a wedding.
Yeah.
So I think what we'll do is we'll eventually have a critique at the table,
Yeah.
similar to the Matt Chow air show style that we did last year.
Pros critiquing pros, except I don't know that Todd counts as a
God
pro.
damn it, I'm a pro!
No, you're not a pro at photography.
No, I'm probably not.
So back to the 30 for 30. They're called metal prints. They don't want me calling them aluminized prints anymore. They
Really?
want to be called, well, they changed. So they're metal prints. You can get 30% off until 9:30, not 9:30 o'clock, but September 30th. Use the code PXMETFRO30 to get 30% off aluminized prints. Now, metal prints. I just called it aluminized again. Why don't we talk about this thing real quick? You have the picture to pop up.
Yes.
Mike Alabak, who shot two of my friends, well, my cousin's wedding and then my buddy Adam Rosenberg's wedding, posted something that a bride wrote. It says, "A device-free ceremony. We're respectfully asking that everyone leave all cameras and cell phones off. We've hired an amazing wedding photographer named Mike who will be
Todd
capturing
Wolf.
Killed it.
the way the wedding looks, and we're inviting each of you to sit back, relax, and just enjoy how the wedding feels." How does it really feel? Of course, we will share our wedding photos with you afterwards. Sarah and Graham. Well, screw you, Sarah and Graham. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Let's discuss this. To me, this sounds like the Foo Fighters and trying to keep track of telling you what you can't do, or a band that's like, don't shoot our show.
I think that's completely different. You're not paying to go to the wedding.
No, you're not paying
It's
to
their
go to the
big
wedding.
day.
But I'm not turning my phone off. Whatever you say, I'm not turning it off.
Sure. I mean, put it on vibrate.
What I think, let me just say what I think.
Yeah.
What I think is, I think this is pretentious as fuck to ask for.
Really?
I think this is not against Mike.
No.
Mike's the photographer. You know, I get this, but I think it's so pretentious to ask people to leave their phones off. We hired a great photographer. That's great. What you can say is, hey, during the ceremony, make sure you don't interfere with the photographer. We don't mind you taking your cell phone pictures. We don't mind you doing that, but stay out of the way of the photographer. Don't hover over his back. Don't get in his way. Just stay out of the way. I don't think you can get away with, I mean, you can get away. You can say with whatever you want. Like Jennifer Aniston, when she got married, they took your cell phone. You couldn't have a cell phone, but that's a
that happened. I was at a wedding that I had to sign. I had to sign an NDA.
Well, whose wedding was it?
I can't even say. But phones taken, pat downs.
Wow.
NDA, whole night. I mean, there were people there. I'll tell you off
when you were in the rap
offline,
game, right?
But
This had to be a rap thing, right?
no, more of a movie thing.
Oh, Will Smith?
I can't even talk about it.
Taco Bell Becky.
You might be onto something there.
All right, so that my thought on this is like, I get it, but posting this, I'm like, yeah, right, because I think anybody today is gonna be like, I'm not turning my phone off.
Did he know that they were going to post that?
I don't know. I didn't
beforehand?
ask him.
Or I wonder if he just showed up and he was like, "Oh, that's interesting."
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about it?
I mean, in the end, I think it's their big day. They can do whatever the hell they want, but I still think it would be a better option to do what you were saying and to just make a note. What are you drinking? Is that water or is that
Straight
water?
vodka.
It's water in an
like,
empty bourbon.
But I think,
bullet.
like you said, if they just noted, "Hey, be aware of the photographer. Don't get in the way." Blah blah blah.
Right, like,
feel free to take pictures, but don't get crazy.
Because the other thing
Better option.
The other thing that you hear about is people saying, "Oh, they screw the photographer by posting their photos before the photographer." That's just the nature of the beast today. People are going to post their photos when they take them, and generally they suck. They
Generally,
suck.
yes.
But look, here's what I will say: is if you are a professional photographer, you leave your camera at home. You do not come. Not the one shooting the wedding, but if you're going to a wedding, you don't take your camera. You leave it be. You let the photographer do their job. It's the worst is when you've got Uncle Bob.
I had that at a wedding I shot. It was one of their uncles running around the gazebo. It was an outdoor ceremony, and he was getting in every single one of my shots for the kiss, for everything. He was directly behind the bride and groom. The worst. It was the worst. And I told him after, I'm like, I tried to shoo him off, and he just kept
Uncle
getting in my way.
Dickhead, get out of my picture.
Well, I've dealt with this stuff in the past, and I will walk up to people and be like, "Look, you need to get out of my way."
And I did, and he just blew me off. I was like, dude, I'm shooting for
Be
your
like,
niece.
"Listen, Uncle Bob, I know that you think you're a photographer and all. And you try to be nice."
And he's there with like his glasses on, like can't even see what he's shooting.
Instamatic.
It is annoying. Like that stuff is fine, really.
I
But
think the request is fine. I honestly do. Because
Yeah.
you know what? People are going to probably ignore you partially.
Right.
But they will be, if you tell them nothing, like, no, please don't do it at all. Please be respectful. You're still going to have a couple assholes.
It'll
that
at
are gonna
least be in their head.
Be real short about it.
Yeah.
And you'll keep it to a minimum.
yeah, I could see maybe retrofitting this a little bit to be like, please don't. But anytime you tell people not to take pictures, they're going to want to take
They're
pictures.
going to do it. If you like,
They would be a
please
rebel.
keep it to a minimum, they're going to be like, oh, cool, I can do it.
Right. All right. So moving on. What do you guys think about this? Do you, what do you think? Yay, nay to something like this? Do you think it's overreaching? Do you think it's pretentious? Do you like it? Do you not like it? I mean, I Snapchatted the last wedding I did just
did?
for fun, but I stayed out of the way.
Yeah, but you weren't like next to the bride and groom Snapchatting.
And I also didn't go and bother Mike when he was doing all the group shots just to make sure everything was fine. I'm like, this is his thing.
Yeah.
He's going to do his thing. I need to stay out.
Yep.
So I personally had to stay out. All right, it's time to get into the photo news. And this week's photo news music should be Screw You, Uncle Bob photo news music. Brought to you by audioblocks.com/go/fro and cue Screw You, Uncle Bob music.
Here, excuse me. Get that. Excuse me. I got that. Nailed it. Excuse me.
And
Nailed it.
Shut up, Uncle Bob!
God damn it. I can do whatever I want. That's my
Ruining the
niece.
ceremony.
That's my niece. Damn you. Your goddamn fancy pants camera. Hippie. So I swear to God I will shoot you.
Wait till I break out the drone, Uncle Bob.
If you bring out one of those Obama drones, so help me God.
All right, photo news.
A new photo series called True Heroes lets kids with cancer experience their dreams
be your hero, baby.
through photography.
I can take away your pain.
Let's sing over the Cancer Kid story.
Exactly.
You can't
perfect.
take
Good call.
my breath away. I tried to get it in before the cancer part.
So,
Well, did you know it's this month is childhood cancer awareness?
is it?
What
are
month
not-
is it?
People are going gold. September is gold for
Oh, wow.
childhood cancer awareness. My dad spearheads a bunch of stuff. He deals with critically ill children.
I didn't know
So,
that.
Yeah.
Well,
so that's what he does.
Papa Wolf,
Papa Wolf.
he sings to kids.
Woody Wolf. Yes, sir.
His name is Woody Wolf, right?
Woody Wolf. Woodrow Wilson Wolf.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
And I actually, my mom was like, do you want to name our son that? And he was like, no. I actually almost think that's an amazing name.
That is.
Now, in
a
high
pimp
school, I
name.
would have hated it, but now I'm like, that's an amazing name.
What up, Woody Wolf?
Super hipster.
All right, anyway, back to the
true.
story. Nonprofit Anything Can Be is behind the project with photographer and founder Jonathan Diaz at the helm. Now, the goal is to give hope to children fighting cancer and inspire them to believe that anything can be. Now, some photos from the series include one kid dressed up as like a Batman with the bat symbol in the sky. There's a girl saving like tied up teddy bears from an oncoming train. There's another girl taking a unicorn like out of a stable. Now, along with the photos, there are a few behind the scenes videos from the shoots as well. And they're all posted over on the website. Now, the series was published as a children's book this past week, I guess because of
Yep.
Childhood Cancer Month or whatever.
Yep.
Which contains 21 photos from the project along with an original fairy tale specifically written for each child's photo, which I think is great. Now, each tale is unique and begins with a short description of the child, his or her personal story, and the photograph. Now, the book is selling for $19.99, even though I did see it on Amazon for $16 on sale, I guess, with your Prime membership.
Oh, that's cool.
And all profits from the book will be donated back to Anything Can Be for future childhood dream making.
We need to order
awesome.
the book.
It looks really cool, and I think the whole fairy tale aspect is great,
New
too.
from a
writing
bookshelf book.
Yep, there you go.
There
you can
go.
order it over at fronosphoto.com/rawtalk-150. Remind me, and I can give you the link.
Okay. A gorilla named Jelani, Jelani, at the Louisville Zoo apparently loves looking at photos from visitors. He is a western lowland gorilla, a species classified as critically endangered. Now, there's video of the gorilla staring at a man's phone as he holds it up to the glass and flips through his images. The best part is that the gorilla actually like notions him to skip to the next photo after a second or two of like examining each photo. There's even some parts where he like stares for more than a few seconds, trying to like see all around the image.
This is fantastic. Have you
really
seen the
cool.
video? No, it's great. The kid is just sitting there, and
Holding
the
up
gorilla's
the
just
phone.
like
Yep.
turning. So he's showing
And
him.
he just does this with his hand. He's just like,
He's showing him photos of
Is he
other.
doing a rapid fire critique? No cropping. No cropping.
but it is great.
But he's showing him photos of other gorillas that he Googled. But then do you know what website he went to? StockyGorillas.com.
Shut up.
So yeah, like I was gonna say that in the video, he eventually went online, checked out like gorilla photos, and started showing them, and he was going. Like,
Actually,
yeah.
he went on.
She's hot. Swipe right.
He swiped right for
Swipe
Tinder. It was called Gorinder.
and he
Wait a second, that's almost like Grinder.
grinder, and he was looking at him for about 30 minutes though,
Dude,
just
Well,
sitting
that's
there
all
with
I
the
need
gorilla.
too. After about 30 minutes looking at girls, I'm done.
Well, the thing, it is just so amazing. Just gorillas.
Yeah.
And I was listening to radio again. They were talking about the chimpanzees that knocked remember when we talked about knocking the drone out of the sky?
Yes.
In the Netherlands?
That was in a zoo too, right?
That was in a zoo. But
Yeah.
what happened is the scientists studied it, and they studied the video of how the actions took place. So the chimpanzees got together in a group and decided what to do. They went and got sticks and premeditatedly knew they wanted to knock this drone out of the sky. So they then climbed up the tree. They weren't fearful of it. They were determined, is what they found out. They got up to the top of the tree and they whacked at it and they knocked it out of the sky, and then they dragged it around for a while. And they premeditatedly knew. They're like, screw you, drone. Actually, they're like, that's Obama drone.
It's Obama drone looking at our baby chimps. Give me a banana.
Oh God. And then just a little more on that story. The zookeepers say that particular gorilla is the only one that actually likes looking at photos. The other ones just kind of sit there.
He also likes listening to Nickelback. Look at this photograph.
Moving forward, this is pretty neat. A new iOS app called Recently takes your recent images in your camera roll and turns them into a print magazine. Now, specifically, it allows you to send 100 of your most recent images off to be printed in your own personal magazine each month.
Just make sure you don't have your sexting pictures in there.
Oh, no.
Now,
Sam.
Here's how it works, though.
Yes, Sam.
The app will show you your last 100 photos, and you can then drag the images around to set up the layout exactly how you want it, or delete images if you want before you print. Then you simply tap the upload button to have your images sent off to print. And you also have the option of either getting 100 half-page images or 50 full-page images in your magazine.
Well, Todd only requires half-page for his sexting photos.
Yeah.
The app is available now
I don't want to strain anybody's eyes from the girth.
for free download on both iPhone and iPad, and the service will cost you $8.99 a month, which isn't terrible.
And they send you a book?
Basically, a magazine printed with all your images, 50 to 100.
So it's just a magazine with your pictures printed.
Yep. So it'll be $8.99 a month if you want to
So
continue
your
the
magazine
service.
could be like Time Life, or it could be like Hustler.
Whatever you want.
It's like whatever your lifestyle is.
No, I think
Definitely
it's-
not
I think
National
it's literally just
Geographic.
like a booklet, though, with the images. I
That's
don't think there's
pretty cool,
anything
though.
like written or if you can pick out a cover or anything like that.
So that's similar to the company that was on Shark Tank.
Yes.
That sold for $14 million to Shutterfly or Shutterfly. That every month they would, for $2.99 shipping, they would send you a booklet of 100 images.
Now that one you can like tear out, right?
Yeah, they were perforated.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, it's like Teen Beat. Hanging on your wall. Oh my god. It's father action. I'm gonna put them on my wall.
No, first off, you just messed up. You meant to say One Direction and
No, I like all
5
five
seconds
of
of
them.
summer.
5 seconds
and
of
I
summer.
have 5 seconds of directions. You asshole. I know what I'm talking about.
Now, on the opposite end of printing your photos, a German newspaper called The Bild has chosen to leave out all of its photos in its most recent issue.
we're from the Bild. We don't publish photos.
Our photographs are very, very special.
We don't like photos. We're gonna print this with no photos.
Now, supposedly, the decision was made in response to reader backlash after the paper published photos of a
Schnell!
of a 3-year-old Syrian refugee who drowned in the Mediterranean Sea. Now, other newspapers chose a different photo of like a policeman holding the boy's body rather than the photo of the kid laying
saw
down
that.
in the sand, which they published. Now, Bild defended its decision, saying the image caused dismay and compassion and rattled 1 million people awake.
It's all right. We'll just post ISIS videos online all day long of them beheading and killing people. But but we can't handle seeing the unfortunateness of the kid, which unbelievable photo, unbelievably emotional. If that's not a Pulitzer Prize winning photo at the end of the year, I don't know what is.
Now, that's pretty much what they're saying. The paper is saying that the world must see the truth and hoping that by leaving out
It's funny
photos...
that the Germans are saying that the world must see the truth.
How dare you, Jared? We've done nothing wrong.
First off, let me say that the German people are some of the nicest people I've ever encountered.
Of course we are. We gave you Wiener Schnitzel in sauerkraut.
Yeah, tried to. I didn't eat it. But I will say that when you were in Germany, the people so unbelievably welcoming.
Oh, yeah.
So
Especially Germans named Wolf.
They're hoping that by leaving out photos, people will realize the importance of photography. They say, we want to show how important photos are in journalism and that it is worth fighting every day to use the best photos. Now, photos were also left off the paper's website and Twitter account for a day. And the irony here is that Bild is German for picture. It translates literally to picture newspaper, and they had no pictures in it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
well, they made a statement.
Yeah, they made a statement. Very bold statement.
Yep.
Canon has announced that they're currently developing a DSLR camera that packs a 120 megapixel CMOS sensor. They say it will expand the possibilities of visual expression and recreate the three-dimensional texture, feel, and presence of subjects, making them appear as if they are really before one's eyes. Now, regarding lenses, they say out of the 96 lenses that make up their current EF lens lineup, 60 of them will be compatible with the new 120 megapixel DSLR, which I didn't think was possible.
Why are they? So the reason Canon has a bunch of news this week is because of Canon
Expo.
World Expo, Canon Expo, which we are all going up to tomorrow. We're filming on a Wednesday, which is a day earlier.
Yep.
Because we're going up to Canon Expo tomorrow, and then we're going to have to wait a while till we discuss it on the next RAWtalk. and also a video that we'll be shooting up there.
I'll leak everything. Don't worry.
Well, are you in charge of Snapchat tomorrow?
You could Snapchat it.
You guys have already missed the Snapchat if you're listening to this.
That's true. They also noted that they're working on an 8K Cinema EOS camera system, which has a 35 megapixel, 35 millimeter sensor, shoots 13 stops of dynamic range, and records up to 60 frames per second. 8K.
Wow.
This is a DSLR or just a camera?
This is a
Two separate
separate
things.
8K cinema camera.
I guarantee you that's the 500 Mark II. C500 Mark II.
Could
No,
be.
not
You don't
8K
think so?
already. No.
8K? Why not swing for the fences?
No.
I mean, with all this news, they kind of are with the 120 megapixel.
Yeah, but the
DSLR
120 megapixels, they're just basically saying that they have the technology to do something like this, but it's not coming out anytime soon.
What does the 500 shoot now? 4K, I assume.
4K.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, but that thing is
the
obsolete.
The 300 Mark II is almost butting up against it.
I
at this
saw,
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So they've got to make a leap.
They're
That's
also going to release an 8K reference display as well. They say Canon aims to contribute to smooth production workflows, facilitating not only the input and output of 8K video content, but also such processes as 8K to 4K down conversion and 4K cropping.
Cool.
So
You're
not
going to buy
just
me a computer too?
working
to
on
edit that
8K,
stuff?
That's
but they're
true.
also going to
Thanks,
help out with
guys.
the 4K side.
What's interesting is they also released the 4K lenses, you know, the ones you see at the sporting events, tennis, and dude, those
The
are
broadcast
4K.
lenses.
Yeah, with broadcast
Huge.
lenses coming, when are people going to start broadcasting in 4K? When's that going to happen? And Canon, the other week, they sent an email out announcing development of a new 4K projector, and I emailed them back, and I'm like, yeah, you're going to need to send me that so I can hang it up there and we can test it out. Can you? That's going to be great.
I mean, my biggest thing is how are they going to deliver 4K? That's the biggest issue. Like, until every single person has fiber optics,
Well, we
it's
got
hard
Fios.
to deliver 4K.
Yeah,
but
but
where's
Fios is only
Fios
available-
pushing, being like, yo, we've got all the 4K in the world? Nothing.
Netflix has a 4K option.
I didn't think they rolled that out yet, did they?
Yeah, Netflix has a special 4K. I think it was $18.99 a month or something.
That's not bad.
But there aren't many shows that are in 4K, though. I think they have. What's the one with the president guy? House of Cards is in 4K.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Their original ones are probably all done in 4K at this point.
Everything, Netflix, Hulu, all that stuff, they ask you to deliver in 2K as of now.
Right.
So it's like, where's the turning point? I think it's the delivery.
Of course.
Until the delivery happens, 4K is going to kind of
Interesting. Now, if you don't think that's enough, Canon has also unveiled that they have created a 250 megapixel APS-H sensor that measures 29.2 by 20.2 millimeters.
What the hell size is H?
It's APS. It's between full frame and APS-C.
Oh, so it's kind
used
of
to be on like the
similar
1D Mark IV
to the
and
1D Mark IV.
I thought they killed off this format with the 1DX, but I guess they're bringing it back with this. Now, the resolution of an image taken with this sensor will be 19,000 by 12,000 pixels, the highest resolution for a sensor smaller than 35 millimeter.
Wow.
Now, Canon says, when installed in a camera, the newly developed sensor was able to capture images, enabling the distinguishing of lettering on the side of an airplane flying at a distance of 11 miles away. So they could basically zoom in and see the lettering on the airplane.
So can I
was
use
11
that
miles
to spy
away.
on my neighbors then as well?
And for shits and giggles, they say the sensor can also shoot ultra high res video at 5 frames per second. The footage has 125 times more resolution than full HD and 30 times more than 4K, meaning you can crop very small portions of the frame and still obtain the video quality you need. Now, if the sensor does make it into production, they say it will be more for industrial use. Canon is considering the application of this technology in specialized surveillance and crime prevention tools, ultra high resolution. Oh my God. Bless you.
Yeah, we don't
But
see like
basically-
girls here. Remember?
It'll be for industrial use.
You think somebody's going to take
That's
offense?
military use right there.
If they
you
put it
can
into
call
production.
it industrial, that's military use.
Well,
They
it's
have
military.
the sensor if they put it into production. Yeah.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah,
and-
military
and
use.
super
Or
pervy.
doctors
and
or
super
whatever.
pervy. Yeah,
and Todd sitting on his roof.
and above my rooftop.
Oh, yeah.
Cropping 125 times.
Look at you.
She's 12 miles away.
Look at the college girls moved in across the street.
Oh, did they really?
Oh, I mean, I live super close to University of Penn, so there's always.
Dude, they're smart girls.
I got professors that live near me.
We should
one
hang
guy's
out.
a geologist near me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he wants to talk rocks all the time.
What about the proctologist that lives next door?
I have him come over a lot more often.
GoPro has released its own 360-degree camera rig called the Odyssey. Now, we did talk about this a few months back. I don't think Todd was here, but when Google announced their partnership with GoPro
Didn't happen then.
and their new Jump 360 technology, GoPro showed off their prototype version of the camera back then, but now it's officially being released. Fast forward to now, the final production run rig will come complete with 16 GoPro Hero 4 Black cameras aligned in a circular fashion, weighing 15 pounds, costing $15,000 for the entire rig.
Wow.
Now, with all of them synced up, it'll record 8K video at 30 frames per second. And the company says that the quality out of the rig offers unrivaled depth perspective for realistic playback. Now, here's how it works. The video is initially recorded at 2.7K in 4:3 aspect ratio at 25 to 30 frames per second and is then offloaded for rendering using Google's Jump Assembler technology. Now, the result is basically... It's basically a 2K by 2K MPEG-4 file, or you can get the full 8K by 8K MPEG-4 file, both wrapped in the H.264 codec.
That's how expensive is it?
$15,000.
Right, just
Now,
what you need.
I do want to add that regarding sound, the Odyssey will ship with a Zoom H2N recorder, or you can use all the 16 internal mics off each GoPro, which I'm sure you don't want to use. Now,
What I would personally do is get 16 video micros with fuzzy windscreens that Todd
Windshields?
can definitely put on his junk.
oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm going to have them send us that, and we'll say, will it fit?
Will it cover it?
Now, the rig contains 16 individual rechargeable batteries. They offer support for an external AC power adapter, though, if you want. And it also includes 16 battery backpacks, 16 micro SD cards, a Pelican case, and all the needed cables and accessories.
Great,
all
I
that
can
crap.
go now film stuff for Epcot. Perfect.
And they have a promo video if you do want to see the full 8K footage, 360, but you need to watch it in Chrome. Like
Is it
all the other
cool?
360 videos. Yeah, it's really cool. But honestly, it doesn't look that much different than a lot of the 360 videos that are out there right now.
Yeah.
Because I think YouTube doesn't do a great job rendering it,
Oh,
personally.
copy that.
But it's pretty cool. Drone news. We spoke about this a few weeks back
We
as
did?
well, and now it's officially available. DJI's new firmware update is now available, which adds new intelligent flight modes, including follow me, waypoints, points of interest, home lock, and course lock.
I wonder if it has, like, bikini detection for follow. Activate.
With the 250 megapixel sensor.
Activate. Bikini.
It better come with a goddamn shotgun detector.
The new firmware is available for DJI's Phantom 3 Professional, Advanced, and Standard drones. Now, DJI warns that its new intelligent flight modes are only available when sufficient GPS signal is available. Pilots are also advised to keep the drone's controller in hand at all times, even when using automatic functions. Now, the firmware update also improves the camera quality of the Phantom 3
Really?
Advanced, so it jumps up from 1080 at 60 frames per second, and it'll now shoot 2.7K at 30 frames per second.
That's the advanced one.
The advanced one.
That's the one.
Professional one always shot 4K.
Right.
This one initially only shot 1080 at 60. Now it's jumped up to
We're-
2.7, which the standard also does.
Well, we're
Nice.
getting the standard in the mail.
Cool.
That's the $7.99 one?
yes.
Right. I'm so wary of the future of drones right now.
It's nonstop.
It is, now you just see regular people posting. A girl that I know, she's like, what are the legal ramifications if I shoot a drone out of the sky over my house because my kid's out back playing and
Should have sent her a photo news a couple weeks ago.
I'm like, well, she's like, well, I don't know that this person isn't filming my kid in the backyard. It's just, the problem is, it's not like a remote controlled car that you used to be like RC car that you would just be like, yeah, RC car, and you would fly around for fun. How people just flying drones around for fun? Well, then they should just have no camera on it, but then people wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
it's-
that's still dangerous alone, too,
the whole thing is dangerous.
with airplanes and everything else.
It is dangerous because it's look. One guy at the U.S. Open flew it into the.
That's what actually I'm gonna get into
the
now.
stadium.
Yeah.
What a dick! You, sir, are a dick.
So, on that note, a 26-year-old New York City teacher was arrested for crashing his
Teacher?
drone.
Oh,
Teacher,
no.
yes. Crashed his drone at the U.S. Open this past week. Now, luckily, the drone crashed in an open seating area in the stadium, so no one got hurt.
The cheap seats.
Yeah,
I've
but,
been in those cheap seats.
but it basically crashed and went into pieces and everything. Now, Romania's Monica, help me out on this, Niculescu? was playing Italy's Flavia Pinetta.
Good job.
I don't know.
Pinetta.
Anyway, he's being charged.
Well, I know what that is. That's Monica Seles. Every time they hit the ball.
I had to turn it down. I was afraid my mother-in-law was going to think I was listening to porn.
I don't know.
Oh my god!
The whole time I'm like,
tennis has gotten to the point where it's who can grunt the loudest.
Yeah, I never watched tennis ever.
Watched it last night?
I was watching Venus
and
versus Serena last night.
Now,
does Serena not have the biggest ass in the world?
I was trying not to comment as my wife and I were watching, but at one point her skirt like flipped up and just sat on her ass.
Right.
And it was kind of mooning everybody. I was like,
spot.
good Lord. And my wife was like, shut up.
You said something?
I mean, I at that point, my mouth took over and it just came out. I was like, good Lord, would you look at that? Todd, shut up. How dare you?
What's your wife sound like?
Taco Bell Becky.
Now he's being
You
charged.
said that.
He's being charged for reckless endangerment and flying a drone outside a designated area. Apparently, he was found in a marina right outside the stadium after the crash. Now, the one girl who was playing said she thought she heard the drone during the match and thought it was a bomb. She said, "With everything going on in the world, I thought, okay, it's over. That's how it's going to end."
Okay, that's one way to jump to conclusions.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I would have been more scared seeing John McEnroe and Donald Trump in the stands. Did you see that?
No, were they together?
They were hanging out, giving each other pounds. I was like, what is going on there?
One more drone story. A drone pilot named Jonathan Hare was accused of being a pedophile after he was flying his drone in the same field as a girls' soccer game in Detroit, Michigan. Now, one of the fathers confronted him, suggesting that he was a pedophile and filming the little girls playing soccer. Now, the pilot stood his ground, though, noting that he's a hobbyist and how he has a right to fly there, how he wasn't near the children, and that he even had his GPS logs to prove it. He said, in quotes, "Model aircraft are not a crime. This is a public field. I was testing my camera and gimbal settings on my quad and hexacopter. I fly here often, as do many others. It is a safe and wide open area to fly." Now, there's video of the whole confrontation, too, which he calls drone paranoia. He even shows the GPS logs at the end of the video, proving that he was right when he saying that he wasn't flying right over the girls. He was like in a separate part of the field. He ends with, anyone that has a problem with me flying can come and talk with me about it. So long as they don't imply I am a pedophile, it is likely to be a pleasant conversation. But you guys can see the video. It's over on the website.
Yeah, the father rolls up, and he just gets out of his freaking minivan. Actually, it was like a Toyota.
It wasn't a minivan.
It was like a Prius or something. And he's just like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And the guy's like,
what are you doing?
I'm flying my drone."
And he's judging him from like the second he walks out of the car.
Why are you looking at my daughter, nerd?
It's pretty much what he says.
Oh, that's exactly how dude was.
But the thing is, it's a public park. Again, it's a public place to be. The guy is flying it safely away from the kids.
And guy's,
even if you're going to film the kids, they're going to be this big in the video.
That's my point.
Exactly.
It's just like, dude.
I think it's all about education at that point. Like, if he would literally go to the guy and be like, "Look, I'll fly this and show you. If I see them, they're ants."
Exactly.
And unless I am 4 feet from them,
you can't tell.
I cannot see anybody.
The guy wasn't
for
having
real.
it. First off, the guy, the drone operator, was fine with what he was saying. The other guy just kept trying to imply. Well, he never said that he was a pedophile.
But he was clearly implying.
He was implying like, "Oh, so you like
girls, bro?
Right?
Huh?
You like? So you liked? I would have been like, I'm serious. I'd been like, dude, get back in.
And
your
he just kept
car.
going at it over and
Sit
over
your
again. The
cargo
same thing.
pants back down in your goddamn Toyota and shut the up. Go have a beer at Hooters and eat a bowl.
And this kid was clearly like an advanced hobbyist.
Well, 'cause he had a hexacopter.
Legit drone pilot. Yeah, he knew what he was doing. With the GPS logs and everything, too.
Oh, yeah.
Go hang out at the mall, dickhead.
And he kept saying, he's like, "I can show you my GPS logs." And the guy's like, I don't know
you're
what that
never
is.
going to win with people like this. You'd be like, "You know what, dude? Thank you. I'm going to fly. You can call the cops. Do whatever you want. I'm going to stand here and fly the drone." And I'm freaking just flying the damn thing.
We've got one more story this week. In true Leica fashion, the camera company is selling a high-priced, limited edition Leica M Null series set for $74,500.
Good for you.
In freaking sane. Now, here's the
Derek
backstory.
can afford that.
When Leica put out the original Leica M set, there were 100 copies produced and numbered from 1914 to 2014. However, 25 other pre-production models existed and were unavailable to the public, calling them the null set. Now, this particular set features camera 24 of the 25 and is being sold by the Leica Miami store. It'll feature...
Hello, welcome to Leica Miami. How may I help you on Miami Vice?
Oh my God. Hi, I'd like to see if I could get an attachment for my phone and put a nice lens on it so I can get some really sharp pictures. I watch the videos and they always say talk sharp. It's the best way to be.
I have the perfect thing for you. Is your name Becky?
Oh my God, how do you know that? Did you follow me on Twitter?
I actually, it's written on your forehead. It says hashtag Taco Bell Becky.
Oh my God, we should go out to eat.
I have the perfect thing for you.
Okay.
It's called a Leica Null 24.
I like a lot.
But wait, can you afford the price tag of $74,000?
Oh my God, you should go yourself.
Well, speaking of,
so
I will.
much
Does it come with a
Bell.
Baja Blast in a meal package?
You could buy your own Taco Bell at that point.
I will trade you. Excuse me, Taco Bell Becky.
Okay.
I could get you a special employer discount.
Oh my God, okay, hook it up.
Well, I need to see your taco shoot.
How dare you talk to me like that? I've never been so offended. I'm going to call my manager at Taco Bell, and he's going to have your ass.
I want to have your ass, Taco Bell Becky.
You are disgusting. I would never let you see my Taco
Sounds like a
Bell.
South Park episode. That's what it sounds like.
All right, keep going.
Well, to finish the story, so again, it features camera 24 of the 25. It has the same exact cameras that the normal Leica M series set comes with, but again, the pre-production models, and it comes with a couple lenses. Anyway, the store says the sale represents a unique opportunity for collectors, investors, and Leica enthusiasts alike to own one of Leica's most celebrated special edition sets of the modern era.
Does it come with a douchebag stamp?
Does it come with hot or fire?
I'd rather
or
just buy
pale
a
sauce?
freaking awesome car or
Again,
something.
if you've got all the money in the world, more power to you. Buy whatever you want. That's perfectly fine.
I mean, that's a rental house buy. Rental house will buy that.
No, they won't.
You go up on a site and you rent it for a week when you need something.
Nobody's
like
Yeah,
that.
but you're not gonna. This is a collector's piece.
Nobody's
This is
going to
not-
rent. They don't even use this. They buy it
Oh,
and
it's
put
a
it on the shelf.
collector's piece?
They buy this
You
and
don't
put it
know
in glass.
photography. Stick
I
to
know photography, goddamn you.
All right, let's
That's it for photo
let's
news.
wrap up photo
Thank
news
God.
music. I'm interested in hearing drone pilot pedophilia music.
Oh God, I feel like we do this every other week.
Drone pilot pedophilia music?
I mean, similar type of music.
Have
yes.
we done pedophilia music yet?
I mean, we've done like sexy
I
time
don't
music.
know. It's weird
and
though. I've looked that
kinda-
up on audio blocks and I
like
found
the
about
same thing.
45 different songs.
All right, let's do like douchebag guy getting out of the car to accuse somebody of being a pedophile music.
Okay.
So douchebag music, aka
The Fro Knows Photo song?
no, aka I was gonna say like
Perfect.
frat music.
Frat music. Okay, that works.
Yeah, bro.
You know, it's
Yeah,
like
bro.
jammy, sublime.
I'm pulling up in my car right now.
And go.
Hey, bro. Hey, bro.
Yeah.
What are you doing looking at my daughter?
Just flying my drone.
You trying to get hot shots? You trying to get dick pics? What are you doing with that thing?
Here, take a picture of this,
Not cool, bro. Not cool.
And that's photo news music. Thank
Photo
you,
news.
Audio Blocks,
Yes.
who are officially now not going to sponsor anymore. But something
Not
tells me they
cool,
will.
bro.
Not cool at all.
All right, so no, we'll do Gear of the Week last.
Yes.
And
Do
then
flying solo, then gear of the week, then
Flying
Wheel of FRO.
Solo, Gear of the Week. All right, Flying Solo
to
questions.
normal.
Are we ready for Flying Solo?
Yes.
Andrew Stevenson.
Oh, Andrew.
The RAWtalk where you were in the cafe
drank
for
with
an
him.
hour, did you have to ask what people... Well, we weren't in...
We didn't do Raw Talk in a cafe.
Andrew Stevenson, the RAWtalk where you were in the cafe for an hour, did you have to ask people if you could take their pictures?
He's talking about-
He's probably talking about the challenge that I gave you guys,
Yeah.
which was to go into one location, sit there for 1 hour, and take photos without really moving from your ass or your seat or from wherever.
It's definitely a challenge.
Did I ask for permission? Absolutely not.
As usual.
Ask for forgiveness, not permission. It's just like, oops. Like, never mind. I'm not even going to go there. No, I didn't ask for permission. There's no reason to ask for permission in this case. And
Well, I mean, you should ask for permission, but
Look,
especially because we're filming.
Screw you. Do you know who I am?
they know who I am.
Oh.
No, but they don't know what I do.
Did you give them a thing that said don't bring any phones or out because I'm a professional photographer? Don't take any additional pictures.
I'll be here for an
at
hour.
La Colombe.
Everyone
Respect
put away your
the
phones.
photographer. We hired a great one.
Look, a lot of people take pictures at La Colombe, but no, not a lot of people pull out a D4S and a bunch of lenses to shoot.
I pull out a lot of things at La Colombe. It's weird.
But when we were filming that, though, every person in there was staring at us.
Were they really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even notice it.
Oh, they were staring.
See, I did not
He's
even.
an asshole.
I didn't even notice it, Steven. Anyway,
Yeah.
no. The answer is no. Craig Skinner. Yo, Fro,
Leonard.
Steven, and T to the D.
T-Dizzle.
If a client
What?
decides to choose another photographer over you, would you always ask them how much the other photographer was charging and try to undercut them in order to get the job?
Nope. Shit on their car. Oh,
Easy solution.
that wasn't really.
So I don't agree with the ending part of this, which is undercut them to get the job. But I have absolutely no problem, and I've done this with weddings, asking, "Oh, what was the package that they offered you?" And then they're like, "Well, it was $1,800, and they're giving me 3 albums." And that is when I didn't usually take the high road. Like I wouldn't take the high road. What?
You took the low road.
No, I wouldn't take the low road, but I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, that's a shame. Good luck. Screw that. I'm going to try and save the sale, maybe, if they didn't go with me. But I want to get my say in.
You want to get your dig in.
I want to get my say in. And I sit there and I'd be like, what was I talking about right now?
The undercut
Beating the
thing
undercut
and-
price.
Oh, yeah. Well, one, I'm not going to undercut their price. But two, I took it as an opportunity to say, look, I understand what you're saying here. There's a reason the greatest comeback of all time was, but they give me 4 albums and 2,000 pictures. And I say, right. And if they give you 2,000 pieces of shit, does it matter how many albums you get? Or would you rather have quality photos that you can make as many albums as you want in the future? And usually at that point, I'm not afraid of losing the job.
You've lost the job at that point already.
Well, what do I have to, well, if I already lost the job, what do I have to lose by just saying, all right, you know what? Remember, your photos are going to suck on your wedding day. I never said that.
Good luck with that.
It's a great thing to say.
Moment of a lifetime. Screw that.
Well, usually when I sit down for weddings, it's like, look, you only get married twice, so you might as well hire.
That's what I would say. Well, you know what? Hire me on your next wedding then.
Yeah, exactly. I'll see you the
yourself.
Lisa Hess Elliott, wedding bridezilla scenario. A bride keeps contacting me via email.
Oh, Godzilla. I thought Bride Gorilla. My bad.
Kept contacting me via email wanting a $500 wedding package special I offered during a slow time. The problem is it's a $500 special. I keep asking her when a good time to call would be, ? Contract reads it includes coverage of 5 hours and a USB, no consult, meetings, paper, website shares, etc. I am ready to tell her the date is full since she still has yet to sign the contract, pay any deposit, but insists on meeting me a 2-hour round-trip drive. I haven't signed the contract yet either since we hadn't agreed fully on the terms. They wanted all rights to the photos. I said I couldn't do that. Can I just say no to her? What is a good way out of this marriage? Well, first off, you have no contract with them. There's a bunch of weird things in here. One, that you're offering a $500 wedding package that's 5 hours long and a US. I mean, that's $100 an hour, not including. I mean, that's $100 an hour, including your time to shoot it. But then you're not even including your time to edit it. You're not going to be making that much money. And what I have learned is that when you start doing lower priced weddings, you find more issues with the clientele that you're working with that are over demanding for what they want, and it becomes too much. So I wouldn't drive 2 hours to meet. But first off, when it comes to doing weddings, I always meet with the client. I'm not going to sign a deal through we have to meet in person, or at least Skype or something if they're out of the town or something.
That's what I was thinking.
But you have to meet one way or another.
Yeah,
you can't just sign a contract and be like, okay, I'm going to shoot your wedding without ever seeing if you're the right fit for each other. The way out of this is simple. I'm sorry, that date is booked. So you say that date is booked, You don't sit there and say, I'm sorry, I can't shoot your same-sex marriage because I don't believe in that. You don't do anything. The easiest way around this is to say, I'm sorry, that date is booked. And if they ask you, if they try to come back and say anything else, you just say, I'm sorry, that date is booked. You don't need to get into an argument with anybody. Right, there's nothing else to say. I'm sorry, I booked somebody else who signed the contract and I'm already going to do it. If you don't want to work with somebody, it's as simple as saying that date is already booked.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Boom.
Ben Brotherton. I go through HDDs like no tomorrow, especially shooting music festivals. I'm reluctant to throw away any raw files. Touch my paper. What is the best? I like seeing myself like this.
It's the best.
Wilson. I'm reluctant to throw away my raw files. What's the best solution for this? Many thanks. He also said he shoots video. First off, if you're shooting still images and you're outrunning your 4 or 5 terabyte hard drives, you're probably shooting way too much. Even shooting music festivals. The Frono's photo guide was what, 8 gigs? The editing guide?
8 terabytes.
8 terabytes now?
Yes.
A lot more than 8 gigs.
8 terabytes.
Right, but that's because we're filming with 3 DSLRs. Yeah, we had 3 DSLRs. We had one single on each of us. We had a center one.
Well, I
2
think it was
GoPros.
the
we had
Atomos that
yeah, the
chewed up a
Atomos
lot.
chewed up a ton of space doing the screen flow, so we took up 8 terabytes. But as a still photographer, you should not be going through hard drives like they're water unless you're using a 40 gig hard drive. And at that case, you're probably, in trouble.
Is it pictures or video?
He said pictures, but then he also said a lot of video.
It sounds like it's video.
But if you're doing a lot of video, yeah, the solutions right now, bigger hard drives. We just ordered you
10 terabyte.
An 10 terabyte OWC, Other World Computing Mercury,
using as a working hard
USB
drive,
/
Thunderbolt and USB, yeah.
so that you can work between your PC and your Mac.
That's what I use.
And that was on sale. It was $369.
That's amazing.
No, was it that cheap? I thought it was $600.
Okay, it was $639.
I was like, it wasn't that.
I got dyslexic. It was $639. When Steven says he needs something, I generally order it.
But I still think that's a fairly affordable price if you're in this game.
Well, for 10 terabyte, you think a
think about
terabyte,
it a couple years ago would have been insane.
5 terabyte hard drives go for $279 or so.
I mean, it used to be if you got a dollar a gigabyte, it was good. So a terabyte would cost you like $1,000. I remember at one point.
Wow.
So nowadays it's definitely cheap. If that
Way
guy's
cheaper.
in video, my advice to him is get used to it.
Yep.
Buy more hard drives.
Well, and just wait till 4K becomes the norm.
We chew up those 128 cards, the CFast cards on that XC10.
55 minutes or so.
Yep.
Stephen Casey Dill. Hi, have you ever thought about starting a daily vlog? So I picked this question because it is interesting. 1, would you guys watch a daily Fro blog? 2, would I want to make a daily Fro blog, which is just basically when people do these vlogs, it's just like what Casey Neistat does is he's a video editor and filmmaker, so it's much easier.
Well, and
because
it's
he
nothing
edits it.
fancy. It's just literally a couple
Yeah,
clips.
but his is
and
so good. It's just really enjoyable for the 8 to 10 minutes that he does it, 7 to 10 minutes.
If it's good content, I don't personally really care how it's edited.
It's good content because he's always talking to the camera, and it's you're not forced to watch it. And he's adding so many. He's already over 1.2 million subscribers, and he just passed 1 million.
Wow.
He just is blowing up.
What's he talking about?
Yeah, what does he talk about?
He talks about his videos. He talks about creating. He talks about his app Beam, which I'm not a big fan of the app.
And
but
he's just talking to camera.
yeah, or he's riding on his skateboard while talking, his motorized skateboard. He talks about his life. He talks about it. He shows his family, his kids, his work.
They're the big things, man.
that he does.
Vlogs.
It's everyday stuff, and it's really good how he does it because he edits it himself. He's done a blog, I believe, almost every single day for 157 days in a row or something.
Huh.
And one of the videos that he did recently wasn't part of the vlog, but it was a why he vlogs. And he's like, when I started this, it was because I wasn't happy with, I used YouTube as a place to put my videos. He calls them films. And he's like, YouTube is a place I put my films so it would get more traction. And then I was just like, I think he said he felt like he was stagnating and he wasn't really doing very much. And so he challenged himself to do this. And there's so much that can come out of it. And obviously, he's gone from, I think I've seen him when he was at 500,000 subscribers to now 1.2 million subscribers. And it just keeps growing faster and faster because he's picked up a really big following with kids. Kids resonate with him a lot.
Well, and kids love the vlogs.
So-
Love them.
so
Morgan probably watches a couple vlogs, right?
All that stuff.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
I don't know. Would you guys want to watch a Fro vlog? watch.
Definitely
what? Todd
not.
shaking his head.
Absolutely not.
I personally can't even. I have too much worry about my own life to
I'm
watch
in here
someone
4
else's.
hours on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and that's way too much.
Paul Wood, will you and Todd be reviewing movies again?
Should bring it back. I'll do all the setup again.
You gonna edit it?
I'm not going to edit it, though. You can edit it.
We need to. I was watching one of the episodes last night of Frono's Movies, and it was funny. We need to. I would like to do that stuff. I think there is so much stuff we would like to do, whether it's comedic type stuff just for fun.
Well, and when we were doing it, it didn't. I feel like we didn't feel like it was sticking, and we were putting a lot of work into it.
You did put a lot of work into it.
And at the time, you needed to get done. I had to pull the plug on
the
it
DSLR video
because
guide.
the DSLR video guide
Yeah.
was getting neglected and getting pushed to the side because Todd would have to edit the video. So that day of editing to edit the show was being pushed aside. I think the problem was we were trying to do a lot. I'm like, we got to put out a review, and then we need to cut down the original show and put out each individual piece, and then make it about this video, which would help with searches, which would then get more people to watch the show, which makes sense.
Well, I just feel like at first you guys did it more just for the hell of it and for fun, and then it just really got into like a serious podcast. And you're like, we got to do this, you got to do this, and
Well, then it just became more of a video podcast, and I just...
Well, what's
was
a video
fun.
podcast?
It was
Well, I
fun,
like the
yeah.
video aspect. It is a lot of fun. I like that we could sit around and BS. I think there's a whole lot of other opportunities for us to have one of those podcasting type networks where it's a different show each week and people would probably listen. It's just a matter of growing again. How do you grow into it?
And we used to do that right after Raw Talk, too, that night.
We did?
Yeah,
Oh,
remember
did we?
we would set up right after Raw Talk and then come back.
Oh, yeah.
And do
we
it
would-
again.
Oh, wow.
That was a long day.
So it was a lot of setup. Part of the
Yeah.
reason that we had to stop it is that in my loft, it's not like we leave the stuff set up all the time from Raw Talk to this, especially where the table
Ever.
is now. There's a lot of different setup that has to go on to be where the setup was.
This area is empty when we're not here.
If we're able to find a location to purchase as a studio, it would make it much easier to have individual places set up that we can do different shows at and have multiple lights and multiple cameras, or maybe we just bring the cameras in, everything else is already set, and we're good to go. So daily vlog, probably not. Alex Chapman, hi Fro and Steven and Joe. There's no Joe. Joe's in class this week because it's Wednesday. And
They said hi to Joe and not Todd?
well, there's more.
Oh, okay.
And the soundboard guy,
You son of a...
tongue emoticon. Would you rather be known as easy to work with? This is a good question, Todd.
Is that enough sound effects for you?
That enough sound effects for you, asshole?
Would you rather be known as easy to work with, flexible / fun, or a consummate professional with an amazing talent but very unyielding? I find myself being very...
Wait, what? Is this from you? To you?
No. No, stop it. I find myself being very pliable with my clients when it comes to abrupt changes, editing choices, turnaround time, payment snafus, etc. I'm a people pleaser and get satisfaction from making them happy. To making them happy no matter what.
Oh.
No matter what. But I wonder if I would make more money with more of my way or the highway attitude. P.S. If I were to get a spin and got to pick my prize, I would like a year of Squarespace. What do you think, Todd?
Either be malleable or my way or the highway.
Yes.
I think it's in between. I think you can't have the attitude and not be able to back it up. If you there's being an asshole and then there's being confident in your work or confident in, depending on who's saying it. But if you're confident in your work, because there's sometimes Jared and I will be like toe to toe. Like Jared's like, we have to do it this way, and I'm like, no, this is why we have to do X, Y, and Z, and this is the reason, and this is why it should be this way.
And then I pout.
But then there's sometimes Jared's like, well, no, this is what has worked for X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, okay, it's confidence. It's not. You can't just be an asshole for the sake of being an asshole. You have to be able to back it up.
There's I'm not a big fan. You know, you can't be it's my way or the highway and I don't work with you. You don't earn that right for a very, very long time,
Yep.
and very few people can actually get away with it.
Yep.
And when they do, which is fine. But there's nothing wrong with being malleable when somebody's, oh, I had this issue, can I pay you later? Whatever. Sometimes you just do the stuff just to do it. Right?
I agree. You have to be a good listener and confident in your work.
Sheila McGrady.
Oh, Sheila.
Oh,
Remember her?
Yeah, I
with
do
her.
remember her actually.
crazy.
Was that girl's name that I met on OkCupid? I don't remember. I think
When we
her
were
name
in
was
Poland?
Sayla. No. She was here. And then the odd thing was she actually was like, I saw you at a concert once. And this was like a year before.
Who doesn't see you with that giant
I
afro?
mean, you can't miss me. She was behind me in more ways than one.
Ooh, hey, what's up?
I'm getting a small Fro Nation t-shirt. Why no women's sizes?
Sexist.
No, we
Asshole.
You're wearing a women's size right now.
no.
Exactly. Isn't that what you wear?
No, first off, I used to order women's size shirts of each thing, and we have a smaller women following. Also, I'll just be straight up honest with you, is I would like to hire somebody to run my merch store because I have to put my focus into certain things. I would like to hire somebody full-time or mostly part-time or whatever, somewhere in between, that is capable of using, what do we use?
Not Shopify.
Not Shopify, we use...
But you might be trans.
No, I'm not, I may not transfer to
Okay.
that. But what's the other one called?
I don't know. I don't know what you use now.
Volusion.
Yeah.
I want a person that is capable of building and redesigning a store, maintaining the store, updating new products, telling me that, hey, we've got a lot of this in stock. Why don't we run a sale? Putting two shirts together and saying, why don't we do a sale like this? And then they basically be like, you know what? Go get some new designs. Here's some
Yeah, be
ideas.
creative too.
And help facilitate that. Because I haven't been able to spend a lot of time focusing on the store because obviously you've seen I haven't pushed a lot of stuff lately because it's a time-consuming effort that I find that other time is spent better other places. And a lot comes down to is this is where delegation comes into play, but I have to hire somebody. And I would like to hire somebody more on the local side
Yes.
that can go and look at the merch department in person and that can take over the duties and help Heidi as a shipper.
Take over the duty. Oh, sorry.
So anyway, that's just me being straightforward with you. Why don't we have women's sizes? Because I don't sell that many of them in the first place, and
Not
I don't
worth it.
really feel like dealing with it all the time. But what I will tell you is when we do have the store redone, and I do hire somebody for it, it will be their job to ascertain buying that stuff. Jason Musell. Would you fight to keep your photography business in a particular genre you like, weddings, fashion, etc., or allow it to go where the market money is taking it, even though it may not be your ideal or favorite? The old saying was sometimes you have to take the jobs that you don't want to afford the jobs that you do want.
Oh, I like that.
That's one of those things. And that I had to get through my brain. That can only take you so far. But I will give you a real-world example here of Mike Kelly. Mike had spent thousands upon thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars, creating a brand around himself as being an architectural photographer. The go-to guy in LA, or one of the people that he spent a time branding his site, making sure that he would send out pamphlets and had beautiful books made of his architectural work.
And it was high end too, right?
High end on,
Yeah.
$30,000, $40,000 jobs probably, or maybe less depending on the assignment. But he put himself in an upper echelon as the architectural guy. Then he, as a passion, he likes shooting airplanes. He loves flight and aviation, and he put out that photo that beyond blew up on the internet and
What was
went
it called
global.
again? Wake
Turbulence Wake.
That's it. Yeah.
Or Wake Turbulence.
Wake Turbulence.
It's called Wake Turbulence. Pop it up on the screen. I
Yes.
have permission. So he did this photo outside of LA. He spent 8 hours outside of the airport shooting this photo with his 60D, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
He didn't even
Best
use his
camera
5D
ever.
Mark III. And this photo blew the hell up. And what happened is he sold a ton of them because he was able to monetize it. And then he started to get requests from airports around the world to come out and do the same thing at their airports.
Shut up.
And he just got done flying 42,000 miles over a couple of months, going to all the places he wanted to go. He even
Did a bunch of
posted a
personal
picture.
projects.
He even posted a picture. Yeah, he did the personal projects where he did a Kickstarter that got funded
book
to sell the
first.
books from aerial photography.
Yep.
He sat in the cockpit of a Airbus A320, I believe, coming in for landing. It's like that you can't get done in the U.S. They won't let you in. But I guess in a foreign country, they let him in. Somehow they gave him permission. So he has used this. Yes, he spent all this time and money to become an architectural photographer, the go-to guy. And it all turned out that
Now he's
people
the
wanted this
airplane guy.
direction.
Yep.
And go with it. There's nothing that says you have to stop doing what you love. But if there's a big reason that people are coming to you for this other stuff, go for it. Just it's a process. Like when I started this site, I had an idea to take it one direction. And we ended up going 5 Directions of Summer after. But it ends up being...
That's my favorite.
Moving on. Jochen, Joaquin, Jochen.
Oh, Jochen.
Oh, jocking my style.
Jochen.
Jochen Rommeling with 2 dots over the O. Hi, crazy Uncle Todd.
Hello.
Tonga Moticon. Where the hell do people type that, or does that what the tongue?
They did type it?
Well, it is typed, but I wonder if they put it in there and then
just-
it converts it to text when I copy it. Any guidance on when the editing guide will be edited?
Oh, wow. All right. That's hard to tell. Soon, I guess. It's nonstop.
2020.
It's nonstop. It is unbelievably massive.
Well,
But
how is it though? Now that you're watching,
I love it. I'm super duper happy with it. But being an editor, I'm like, it's got to be spot on. Like if it's BS anywhere and it's not playing, and I gotta figure out what works to show the best information, then it has to be done.
So for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about the Front Photo Guide to video editing. Yes, video editing, not editing video. Wait, video editing?
Video editing.
Yeah, video, because we had a long debate about which word comes first, and
That's
it's
funny.
Video editing, not editing video.
And it'll be the perfect companion to the DSLR video guide.
Right,
Part
which
2.
will probably sell both together at some point,
Bundle.
or offer a discount to people that already have the other. But this guide, I mean, it sounds like it's going to be very informative.
It's when I get sections into place and they're all done and I'm pretty much done with them. I'm like, that's exactly what people need to hear.
How much?
And again, I'm making the guide that I would have wanted to see 5-10 years ago, and the guy that you probably need to watch, and Steven definitely needs to watch it so he can get his stuff up to speed.
And
but,
you know how many clips I've seen of this guide?
Oh, I showed you the first half hour, and you were like, all right, I've seen enough. After like 30 seconds.
I just didn't want to watch it.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, he's not going to watch it.
I'm like, do your thing.
I'm
like
just
Raw
going to give him a file of like all the West Wing episodes and be like, yep, here's the guy, Jared. And be like, cool. He's going to start selling it. Doesn't know what it is.
Giorgio's Pyrgiotakis. What would be the perfect date for you and Avril Lavigne? I'm so much rooting for you. Are you going to bring her to RAWtalk? Oh my God. I would bring her to RAWtalk. I'd be like, Avril, I've got a perfect date set for us. First, sushi. For dessert,
Doc Johnson.
sushi. Oh. I'd be like, you're so beautiful, Avril. I really want to kiss you. Hi.
Ugh.
And that's the date.
Sounds lovely.
Every girl would want to see that. Good. Jesse Spielman. Hey, Todd, a.k.a. God.
Yes.
God.
Yes.
Steven.
That's Todd backwards. Oh, no, it's not. It's Todd. Damn it.
Steven, little baby Jesus, and Fro. What is the best way to respond kindly and convincingly to prospective wedding clients asking for military discounts, seasonal discounts, or Friday discounts?
Thank you for your service. Go yourself. No. What would
good
you
question.
do? 10%?
No.
I thought
10%
10%'s the standard if
No,
they get a discount.
Yeah.
First off, military discount. Like, I get it. Thank you for your service. I do, and you do. My answer to this that
You're about
anybody's
to piss off a lot of people right now.
No, I'm not going to piss off people right now. I'm going to answer this question honestly. I'm not saying. Believe me, we take care of our service people, especially when Heidi ships extra stuff to them when they buy. We send them patches and stuff for their arms and things like that.
when you don't give them their discount.
No.
Asshole.
I have given people discounts. You guys are taking this out of context here. Let me finish.
Oh, really? Put it in context.
What I'm saying is when people ask for this stuff, it does get frustrating and annoying that everybody's always looking to
There's a discount for everybody.
to cheapen out your worth because you've set prices that you feel are what your work is worth, and you don't ask people to say, well, you don't go to the restaurant and say, can I get the military discount at dinner? Generally speaking, if it's a military discount, because it's a restaurant owned by a military person, they may do something like that. But the point I'm making here is you don't give the discounts, you give added value. You give things that don't really cost you a lot, but that add something to the bottom line that make people happy.
I give you an extra 100 photos or
like I can
10
give
photos
you
or something.
I can give you a discount on the album or something. You want a
Right.
discount on the album? Things that you add. You never take things away because that hurts your bottom line, but you can always add things that don't, like, you know what? You want $500 in free prints? Include $500 in free prints. But guess what your cost for an 8x10 is? Maybe $50. You would charge $40 for an 8x10. Okay, but you know that 8x10 costs you $1.25 at Adorama Picks. So if you say, you know what, I don't offer a discount on that price, but what I can do is include $500 in print credit.
I think that's a good happy medium.
It is.
Because you're not taking away from your worth, but you're also not saying screw you. I don't want to give you a discount. I don't believe Friday discount. I don't know. I'm still doing the same work today that I'd be doing on a Saturday.
Friday discount?
I never heard of that.
That's
Friday
because
discount?
some places will give a if they're not booked, because not many people get married on Fridays. Though Dan is getting married on a Friday, it's
That's
less
'cause he's an
expensive.
asshole.
It's less expensive on a Friday, but it's not one of those things that. What are we talking about?
Discounts.
Military
discounts and added value.
Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, you want a discount for me shooting your wedding? Added value. That's the answer.
I mean, I get it. You got to ask for it, but I think your solution is the perfect way to do it. Just added value, and maybe I'll give you an extra hour of my time, like something that doesn't cost you anything.
Doesn't cost you anything, but looks good and feels like they're getting something, and that's where the $500 print credit comes into play.
And at the same time, either way you do it, discount or added value, you've got to know your market. I know. I have family in the military, and if you're near a base, you got to know your market.
That's a different story.
And you're like, you know what? These are my go-to guys. So
I understand that, but that's where
I
the
ask
added
for
value
senior
comes.
citizen discounts all the time. So wow.
Alexander Ferreira. Hello, Jared. And by the way, this has gotten very explicit.
Oh no! Hold on.
You've gotten explicit, is what I'm saying. So we need to.
What?
We've got the explicit podcast is checked every week anyway. Alexander Ferreira. Hello, Jared. I'm a rock climbing photographer. To get to a good angle for my photos, I have to rope access some meters above the ground and stay there. I try to make my position as stable as possible, but it's not always possible to get a very stable position. Any tips for getting the sharpest photos possible from such an unstable position? Thanks. RAWtalk is awesome, and I watch it every week. I think the best thing I could possibly say from something like this, not that I've ever done it,
You rock climb all the time.
is that the wider one, to counteract some of the movement, a wider angle isn't going to show as much movement. But two, definitely faster shutter speeds, and bump that ISO slightly to make sure that you're able to freeze the motion.
What about stabilized lens?
Well, yeah, you would use the VR as well, or the IS. But I'm not a rock climber, so I really don't have too much of an
rock
answer
climbing
for that.
photographer. Wow.
That's awesome.
Taylor Burns. Hey, Team Fro. My question is for Todd.
Yep.
What is your policy in reusing shots for a video?
Reusing clips?
Yeah, same clip in the video.
I do it. I definitely do it, but it depends on how the timing in between the shots. I mean, if you have one shot that just you have to use it again, just people are very forgiving. People are very forgiving, and very few. I do it a lot, and most of the time, people don't even notice. So I'm not against it.
Well, I noticed it in episode 1 of the show.
You've just got to understand. Well, you know all the shots though,
Well, they were also used within 30 seconds of each other.
Well, and that's the thing. Again, if you spread them out, like if you have something at minute 1 and you use it again at minute 3 as even a recap or whatever the case may be, I'm fine with it.
He also said, I personally find it really jarring to watch, so I try to avoid it, but a lot of other editors don't seem to mind. I've seen it in a bunch of TV shows.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It depends on the circumstance. In like music videos, I do it all the time because sometimes like a musician will kill the chorus in one take, and you're like, that's the best take of that chorus. And you're like, yep, you know what? The chorus repeats itself. I'm going to use pieces of that over and over
Makes
again.
sense.
It depends. I'm not totally against it, but I wouldn't rely on it.
I was going to say, you probably try to stay away from using the same clips generally.
Yes, I would.
But
I would.
you don't mind
if I've got
using
more
them.
performance, that'll do the job fine. If I have to do it, I do it.
Yeah.
Neil Southwell. Hello, the AFRO team.
Okay.
AFRO?
Like A-team.
A-team, yep.
Fro.
Oh, Afro.
Jared, Steven, and legend Todd Wolf. Cue air horn.
Legend. This is probably the same guy that said it last week and the week before that.
That's how he gets his things read.
What did you guys?
right?
What did you guys want to be when you left school/college? Hashtag Taco Bell Becca.
It's a good question.
Oh my god.
We haven't had anyone that really ask us that. I feel
What did
like.
you want to do out of
I wanted to be a studio recording engineer. Have my own studio, recording studio, and record bands and
Musicians.
And what
Actually,
happened?
and I wanted to be a Foley artist too. I wanted to do a lot of sound effects and stuff like that.
play with coconuts?
Play with coconuts, break some snap some celery,
Nice.
all that kind of stuff. But I just realized that one, recording studios were going down pretty much because you can just record at home and people were making their own sounds and bands were recording at home, making their own demos, all
Yep.
that kind of stuff. It just wasn't worth it. So I didn't do it.
Todd?
I went a different route.
I went to college the first time for computer science. I was going to be a computer programmer and make video games. But at the same time, I was producing and performing rap shit.
Can we play your rap video, please?
That's gonna cost you money.
Raw Talk
we-
number
like-
200.
Now
No.
that's something where you would have to pay me to get my videos.
No, I want to watch the one with what's his name? Dan?
Dan?
Dave?
Oh, Chad.
With Chad.
Oh, Bob.
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
with the girls in
John.
the shower.
I have I got all that.
That video is so good. What's that song
It's so
called?
pimp.
Buzz.
So terrible.
Buzz.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It's so pre like digital cameras. You're talking.
I shot it on a. I think I shot it on a DVX 100.
Nice.
This video is so good because Chad is just funny,
Killing it.
but he's killing. He's like, feel it,
And you got
feel it,
Todd.
pride.
He was out of Philly. We shot it in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania.
And then you got TW come. Oh, we got to show this.
No, the best is the girls. That's the best part. So
Todd, how did you get the
awkward.
girls in the video?
He met him where he works,
Where did he work?
the porn shop. I'll leave it at that.
All right. So what did you wanted to be a computer programmer?
Oh yeah. But I got to the point because I'm pretty decent with computers. Got to the point where they're like, yeah, this is the math courses you got to take. I said, go yourself. Can do. And well, they pretty much told me to go F myself because I got academically dismissed because
your
my
rap
grades
video.
were in the toilet. And but at the same time, I was producing musicians and like managing groups and doing like setting up radio things for groups. And then I was like, well, maybe that's my calling. And then that's when I ended up coming to Philly and working for record labels and stuff like that.
And that's why I got into radio too.
Yep.
Because I ended up realizing I couldn't record bands, but I love music and I can't play music, so I might as well talk about it. And
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. And then the music business stuff got to music videos and I caught the video bug.
So for me, out of high school, I wanted to shoot sports. I wanted to be a professional sports photographer and shoot for the Flyers or shoot for Sports Illustrated and travel around. And then I got bored of that. And then the music thing happened. For me, what is weird about the things that I do is I really have no clue what tomorrow brings. You guys know that. You know, like a week down the road, I don't know what we're doing sometimes. But I do have long-term ideas. I think a lot of what I've...
Like the emails I got at 12:35
Last night?
Yeah. I was like, I wake up in the morning, 5 emails
The
from
best
Karen.
emails when he's in bed.
They
About to
were
go to bed.
They were in bed, and I'm like, I need to email Todd because now I'm thinking.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's what happened. See, I just want to constantly create, but out of school, I didn't know really what I was doing. I really didn't know much. I went the direction that my parents were like, "You're good at this. Why don't you go to school for this?" I'm like, "Okay," and that was
they push you to go to photography school.
they thought it would be the right choice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Because they knew that 940 on the SATs doesn't do too well.
940.
Yeah.
That was the old SATs, right?
Well,
Now
yeah,
they-
when out of 1600 at
yeah,
the time.
not out of 24 or whatever.
1260.
Yeah, 940. I scored under 1,000.
I did
Smartest
terrible
guy
too. I
ever.
think I scored under 1,000 when I did it.
And
too.
it doesn't matter. And guess what? SAT scores are at the lowest they've ever been now.
Are they?
I heard an article. And most schools don't even give a shit about SAT scores because they shouldn't care about a test. They need to look at kids' academic. What do they do? What clubs are they in? What community service do they do? What worth do they bring to the world? Not how well can you take a test, which spawns this whole industry of
Here we
test
go.
tutors. Man, I had this tutor guy, and it was like, yeah, great, this tutor thing. I'm like, this is the dumbest shit in the world. We're going through this bullshit book. What a bullshit industry. What a racket where they've got these books that they sell, and you got to get a tutor to help you pass a freaking test. It doesn't mean shit to get into a school to put you into $250,000 debt. It's bullshit.
Did you tell him that when you were getting tutored?
That's what I'm saying. Jeez.
So anyway,
Wow, deep. We touched a nerve here.
I didn't know. Out of school, I wanted to be a sports photographer. Moving on.
Easy answer.
Roger Gallant.
Oh, Roger.
Hey, Jared, what do you think about paying to boost views on Facebook posts or YouTube videos? Is that something that you do or have done? So I've sort of answered this in certain aspects in the past.
A couple times.
Like I say but there's a reason I picked this. I'm currently boosting a post right now, which is advertising Allen's Nikon Palooza.
I see it every day.
Well, we only started it today.
Oh, well, I saw it today.
What you saw yesterday was I posted a picture to the page.
That's what I saw.
So that is how you get around the boosting is you post.
Gotcha.
But Facebook is probably pretty smart that if you post the same link or the same thing over and over again, it's not going to reach anybody. So you have to be careful with that. And that's what I've been playing with as of late is when I'm putting up a video after I've already linked back to the webpage with another post that maybe just had a photo, I'm not including the same link. I'm not even including a link at all, pushing traffic back because I want it to be seen by more people. But we're boosting that just to people within 50 miles of Allen's.
Makes sense.
Before that, we were going out 150 miles, which you can only go 50 miles. So we had to pick a different city and go 50 miles out from there. Because I'm like, people will drive 4 or 5 hours to come to this.
Yeah.
So that's
year.
where we're utilizing it. But boosting your regular post doesn't mean anything. Now, when it comes to YouTube, I think that bands do this, and there's possibilities that I may consider doing it if you want something to get more views. You're not paying for views. You're paying that it shows up so that people have a bigger chance of actually clicking on it and seeing it because you're putting it up at the top of the recommended videos.
You're paying for exposure.
You're paying for exposure. It's like payola. It's advertising. That's what you're doing. So that's what I would consider doing. Like if we release the show ourselves and not go to TV or something, that is something that I would consider putting money behind to make sure that the view count, that more people see
People see it, yeah.
Not that the
You do it with the video guides. Like when you release a video guide, I remember seeing like, oh, there's the sponsored thing for the video guide
right.
being out. Well, that
pushing
makes sense.
a specific product.
Mm-hmm.
Ozzy Verdurio, hey Fro team, just met a photographer out here in San Diego while out in a pub. He had just shot a wedding and decided to go out for a late celebratory drink. After a round or two and some really good verbal exchange, I took him to the bathroom and put my foot under the stall. He didn't say that.
Knew it.
I learned that he shoots exclusively on film and that he charges $20,000 per wedding. That's an off-season.
God.
That's an off-season wedding price. Off-season wedding price, my ass. Naturally, my jaw dropped, just like in the bathroom. The following days, I couldn't stop thinking about the quantity.
Couldn't stop thinking about the bathroom.
The quantity. How does one as a photographer quote? Next page. Someone $20K for a photo service. I saw his work. There was no wedding stuff in his site, just editorial and travel bodies of work. So would anyone hire him with that price tag for a wedding on film? Yet I'm struggling to get people to pay me $200 for portraits on digital, let alone film. My question would be, how does one justify to a client that you are worth that amount of money? Or is this a case of finding clients who are just better off financially? Would appreciate some of your awesome input. First, what I can say is, a lot of people say things at bars that may not be true.
I feel like the guy was talking out his ass, probably.
It's possible that the guy's talking out of his ass, but it's also possible that it's not. One way you can
$20,000.
It was like $50,000.
I just did a free photo shoot for my wife's friends. I charged them 15 gorditas.
Oh, that's drunk Taco Bell Becky. What? Drunk Taco Bell Becky?
Let's go to the bathroom.
What is your favorite drink of choice?
Apple martini.
I think I knew where that was going.
Like Sex in the City. I'm like Carrie Bradshaw. Oh, I hate my life. Mom, punch me in the face. Let's go to the bathroom.
All right.
All right. So look, if somebody can garner $20,000 and people are going to pay it because they see value in the work that they do, there's nothing wrong with them asking for that. It's like it's when we had Trey Ratcliffe on, and they're asking $90,000 for that print or something, and they sell them.
Yep.
If there's a market and you're in the right place and people think that your work is worth that, you can ask for it. It happens.
Yep.
When you get to I can be honest with you, when people come to me, I can now throw out asinine numbers sometimes because either I don't want to do the job or you just feel like throwing asinine numbers out there, and people are like,
$2 million.
Okay. It happens. You pick a number, and sometimes people go for it.
Again, it's about being confident in your work and being confident in the value of your work. And actually, you got to be able to put up or shut up. Like people need to be able to look at your work and be like, guy's legit. I can't afford that, but I wish I could.
My question is, how does one justify to a client? Well, it's easy. If it's the right client and it's the right work, then you're going to get paid.
Yep.
That's just how it is.
Yep.
Dave Wilkinson. Hey, Fro, Steven, and the Toddster. Do you ever have your door made? Oh, did you ever have your door made which had a picture of what's behind it printed on it? Have you ever experimented with any other ways of printing on random objects? P.S. Just ordered my first 2 metal prints from Adorama Picks. Looking forward to receiving them. Thanks for the discount code. The answer is no, I never had the door printed. The idea was that I was going to take a picture of what's behind the door, which is my loft, and then print that on the door.
So it just looks like an empty frame.
So it all looks
that's
the
funny.
same.
That's pretty funny. So like you'd be looking at your door and it's like looking in your...
It's like there's no door there.
Should be a picture of just you in like your boxers. Like, what's up? You coming in or what, girl?
Hey, girl. So that is something that I would consider. I still haven't done it, but I really should.
Well,
do
now
that.
you have the lens there.
Well, you know what would be funny? It is me behind the door looking through the
looking
people.
through the
Like, you're
viewfinder.
or you're just taking a picture.
But
of
it's my
somebody.
whole body and
Yep,
everything.
that's funny.
In boxers.
That's not
like that
pretentious or
metal.
anything.
I like the metal print you did of us at the Grand Canyon.
I need to order you
Love
guys
that.
some of those.
Yeah.
I meant to order I will order. You know what? I'm going to use the code PXMETFRO30
Whoa.
and get a discount on ordering those prints.
Perfect.
I can still use the discount too.
There you go.
Can you?
I do. Yeah. All right. So we were going to skip Gear of the Week, but Todd said let's do Gear of the Week.
Let's do Gear of the Week.
What is Gear of the Week, Todd?
It is the Turbo Ace gimbal setup that
So
we got from the guys from NAB.
It's pretty much the exact same thing as the Ronin M.
Or the Movi.
Not as good. It's a third party. It's somebody else that makes it. It was funny because we're sitting there we're at the show, and all that you hear when I'm walking by their booth is Jared.
Stomp your feet a little harder, Todd.
Jared.
Yeah, Todd. Try walking a little softer. As you set it up on my table, turn it on. Is there an on switch? Yeah, you need to turn on the all steady itself.
Oh, hold on.
Da da na 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 na. You were supposed to be ready with this.
Oh, it sounds like a DJI drone.
Doot doot. So, do you want to walk around? You have footage, right?
Yes.
So basically, this is a camera stabilizer that you can walk around with. You can do whatever you need with. It's powered. The only issues that you run into is how do you focus something. Unless you have a wireless focus puller.
Well, and they do sell that. They sell the wireless focus pulling thing. I mean, the biggest thing with something like this is balancing that sumbitch. Like that will take you an hour and a half, whatever the case may be. That thing took me a minute just to figure out how to balance it perfectly because it's on 3 axes.
I think the one time you balanced it all and then you forgot you took the
I
lens cap.
had my
was
lens
still
cap on and I had to start over. It was
and you
terrible.
had to do it all over again. Yeah.
But once you get it balanced for a camera and a lens, you can kind of slap it back on and it's good to go.
So what's do we know the price point of something like this?
I think that's like $1,600, maybe even less.
It's
But
not
it's-
bad.
it's-
Oh, and it has
beautiful.
it has the jog dial and
And you've-
everything.
Yeah,
You've used
it's
it,
really
and you're-
nice.
you're happy
Oh
with
my
it.
God.
It's really, really nice. Now, what I was curious about is I'd love to throw one of those mirrorless cameras with the good autofocus because
And
you
see
could
if it
basically
works.
do like a walk and talk
Yeah.
with people, and it would probably keep them in focus.
Sam, can you
So
grab
it'd be
the-
a great
grab the stand,
opportunity
please?
there.
Very cool.
Yeah, so this is interesting. We need to try it out. It's not that heavy. It really isn't.
Nope.
Well, what if you hold it for
Actually, it could get pretty heavy. No, leave
10,
that over here
20
because I need to
minutes?
put
I'm
this
sure
up.
your biceps start hurting.
Actually, yes, this could get pretty. Yeah, this sucks. But here we go.
It's really not that bad. 2 minutes
Just grab
later.
the top handle. There you go.
How about the guy at NAB trying to sell it to us?
That was the best part of it because we kept walking
He was
by. Now keep in
nonstop.
mind, I wanted to check one of these out.
Yeah.
But the guy finally the guy's there and he's like,
Jared,
look at me, Jared.
He's doing jumping jacks.
I'm
Jared,
telling this went on for at least an hour.
We passed
Us
that booth
passing
4
by,
times.
Jared, look it, no move.
And then he would have a new device every time.
Every time. And I was like, Jared, let's go talk to the guy. Jared's like, no.
Well, because that was upsetting me. We were already talking with them about getting stuff.
He was funny though.
Turbo Ace is another one of those companies that there's a ton of these people out there that are making these gimbals and they're
Make
similar.
A ton of the same
Quality
things as
build.
everyone
The build
else.
of that is really good quality.
All right.
And it's impressive. And I think I'll run around and follow you around with the stuff you're going to shoot for next week.
Cool.
Okay, sounds good. All right, let's. That's Gear of the Week. You can find out stuff. I don't even know Turbo Ace.
Turbo Ace.
I'm sure you could Google it and find out Turbo Ace gimbal or something like that. And now it is time for the Wheel of FRO. Let's go around the Wheel of FRO right now.
Let's do it.
All right, on the FRO, we got Rode microphones. They are the sponsor this week. If you land on the wheel this week, why don't we give people? They'll get the video, micro, and attachments for the iPhone and cell phone and stuff.
That's already out.
Yes.
Okay.
As of September 10th.
Oh, so by the time this comes out,
But it's already September 10th in Australia, so I think it's okay to talk about.
there you go.
Oi.
Oh.
Crikey.
Bindi Irwin.
Bend me over. What?
No, I said Bindi Irwin.
Oh, I thought we were back in the bar in the bathroom.
Taco Bell Becky didn't have her drink.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, spin again. Grand prize winning, which is something. We'll make it up when it happens. Adorama. We need to get somebody else on the wheel.
We do.
Adorama picks. Get PXM, ET, whatever. You get free credit.
Put it on the screen, Steven. Do your job.
I always do.
FRO prize. Think Tank
Can I
photo
get a bag? Can I get the bag?
If you land on Think Tank, you can get a free bag.
Can I get your bag?
No.
God damn it.
audioblocks.com/go/FRO. Lexar is the official card of the show. It's what we use in all of these cameras except for where we use the Atomos because that is using a hard drive.
SSD, yep.
And then we've got Lightroom. We've got Rode microphone, ? Anything you want on the wheel. $250 to borrow lenses. FRO prize again. Squarespace.com/FRO to get your 14-day free trial. They're part of the 30 for 30 as well. Videoblocks.com/go/FRO. Lexar, Black Rapid, and Back Around the Road. And I'm going to spin it right now. Steven.
Meow.
You ready for it?
Wheel! Oh!
That's a good spin. That's how you spin that wheel.
Solid.
Around and around it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. The Wheel of FRO is about to stop on something very important, and it is.
I can feel it.
It is the question mark.
Ooh, solid prize.
So congratulations. I need to pick a winner.
Yeah, who are you picking? I don't remember.
P.S. If
any
I
of the
were to get a
questions.
spin and got to pick my prize, I would like a year of Squarespace. Should we pick the guy who said he would like to pick his prize?
Well, what was the
That's
question?
really assumptive of him.
Easy to work with. That was with the. Would you like to be easy to work with or be a dick?
Is
How
that a
about
question for
how about
me?
we review
'Cause
the
I'd like to be a
questions
dick.
and Steven, you pop the name up on the screen.
Sure.
Post show, post haste.
Okay,
That's
so
such a cop out.
Well, I don't want to sit here and take the time to do it. I want to think about it.
Whatever.
Don't give me crap.
Crap.
so the name
crap.
will be
Congratulations, you get to pick anything from on the wheel. And if you do want to spin again, we'll let you spin again.
Ooh.
That could be your prize too, because that's on the wheel. You just can't get the grand prize.
Can I get your bag though?
No.
They can't pick your bag.
No, you can get a Think Tank bag.
but
from
not the
Think
Fro
Tank.
thing.
But
bag.
No,
It is a
not
Think
my
Tank.
Fro Think
That
Tank
is
bag.
outrageous.
It's not outrageous. It's not outrageous. If Think Tank would charge me what it cost them to make the bag, then maybe I would consider it, but not what I have to pay to get the
Oh,
bag.
now you're throwing down the gauntlet.
can they get a senior citizen discount on it?
If they're in the military.
Good. I can get that then.
All right, so this has been episode number 150. Yes, 150.
150.
150.
Big thank you to Rode this week for the plug. Go check out the Video Micro, $59. If there's ever been a time to get a quality microphone that's made of aluminum, you get this for $59.
It sounds amazing. Is this good, Stephen? What? Can you hear
What
me?
are you doing?
Stephen, is this good?
Perfect.
All right.
That sounds so
So
good.
thank you, Sam Green. Thank you for pushing buttons this week because Joe wasn't available.
Thanks for not stepping around like a Sasquatch. Thanks, Sam.
So we have Sam over here. Thank you. Wave at the camera. It's that one. I think.
You probably still
Wasn't
can't see
Sam
him.
in the Apple Watch shoot?
Sam was in the Apple.
Yep.
The people
Yeah, he
like,
was there.
what is with that bearded guy in the background?
Who's that random bearded guy?
I thought so.
Stephen, thank you for your
welcome.
news. Todd,
Whatever.
wow. And that's where we're going to leave it. For all the photo news, stories, and more, go to fronosphoto.com/rawtalk-150. Any special hashtags from this week that we
Not
can
from
mention?
this week, no.
I mentioned them during the show.
We
There
had
were
like
some
8
hashtags.
last week. Had a whole bunch.
Hashtag bathroom encounters.
All right, if you got this far, at Taco Bell Becky and Frono's Photo, hashtag
Meet me in the bathroom at Taco Bell down by the plaza.
Oh, God.
bathroom encounters, hashtag.
And remember, we won't be here next week.
Oh, there is no show next week. So, be a couple weeks away. In the meantime, enjoy the 30 for 30, and that is where we'll leave it. Jared Poland, Frono'sPhoto.com. See ya.